Thank you so much for coming tonight and spending your Friday afternoon. I am Melissa Crawford. I'm the director of the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation here at Santa Barbara City College. And I just wanted to share with you for a moment how excited we are to have this entrepreneurship program on campus. And we now have 188 students enrolled in entrepreneurship courses this semester. So that's a record for us. Thank you. I have just a couple of initial announcements to make. We have our first annual Scheinfeld Center New Venture Challenge coming up in spring, Friday the 13th. And so we're very excited to be hosting our first business plan competition that's going to include high school students. So we're very excited to have the high school students coming on campus. They won't compete against the college students, but there will be opportunities for them to compete amongst themselves. And then we'll have cash prizes, we have grants, scholarships, and we're just excited to welcome our budding entrepreneur community to compete. And we have NAWBO, the National Association for Women Business Owners Santa Barbara chapter, helping to sponsor that event. So we're very excited to have them involved. And we want to make a special thank you to Elna Scheinfeld, wife of the late Jim Scheinfeld. Here's Jim at work. And without their generosity, none of this would be possible. So I'd like to have a round of applause for Elna, who's here tonight. I'm not sure if any of our board members are here, but we have an advisory board, and if any of our board are here, we thank you for your support. So is anybody here? Michael Berquist, Chris Morales, anybody? Yes, okay, thank you for coming. Let's hear it for our board members. Also tonight, the Center for Sustainability is a partner with us, and we thank them for helping us to promote this event. So we have been developing a relationship with the Center for Sustainability, and we're looking forward to future events in collaboration with them. So we have a wonderful evening planned for you tonight. One of our favorite lecturers and chair of the Business Administration Department, Bonnie Chavez, is moderating tonight. He's been a great supporter of the Scheinfeld Center, and without him, we wouldn't have any entrepreneurship courses. And he does an amazing job of extracting stories. And he's going to ensure an interesting journey tonight, so thank you, Bonnie. Mr. Orfalea is widely renowned for his entrepreneurial success, growing a single copy shop into a $2 billion a year industry with 1,700 branches worldwide and more than 22,000 co-workers. Much of Kinko's success can be traced directly to Orfalea's upbringing and unique business philosophy based on his free thinking and creative style. His theories and instincts on how to operate a successful business are grounded in a passion for retailing, taking care of his co-workers and customers, and a sharp eye for opportunity. In 2005, Mr. Orfalea wrote, "Copy This, Lessons from a Hyperactive Dyslexic Who Turned a Bright Idea into One of America's Best Companies." This is the book that is for sale outside. This unique autobiography is filled with life lessons on overcoming obstacles and turning impediments into opportunities. He succeeded using learning differences and unorthodox approach to business to mold a compassionate, unconventional, partner-driven culture that allowed Kinko's to thrive and made it, according to Fortune and Forbes, one of the best places to work in America. Please join me in welcoming Paul Orfalea.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you again for coming. This is really an exciting event, and it marks a real benchmark in terms of our opportunity to bring out amazing individuals and human beings and business people to share their story with you, share some important insights, and hopefully you'll all walk away tonight, as I think I know you will, inspired and impressed by an amazing man, Paul Orfalea. I have developed a series of questions, and in about 30, 40 minutes, somewhere in that vicinity, if you've got a question you'd like to ask Mr. Orfalea, There are mics at each side of the room, and we would ask you to begin lining up so we can give you an opportunity to ask Paul anything that might be in your head that you would like to have him answer for you tonight. So welcome again, Paul, and let's see if we can't get started. Well, as Melissa mentioned, you have written an amazing book. I've been reading it, and it's one of the best books on business I've read in a long time. And I was touched by a lot of things that you say in the book, but I was especially touched by your feelings and relationship with your mother. And when we met a week ago, you said something that was really profound that I went home and shared with my kids right away that your mother shared with you. And I was wondering, would you be kind enough to explain to the audience tonight what your mom said about what you do in your 20s and in your 30s?
You know how gravity is? A baby goes like this and drops and then picks it up. Drops. So people, my mother said, in your 20s, try everything. In your 30s, figure out what you do best. In your 40s, make money from what you do best. In your 50s, just don't do too much. And I had these two uncles I really admired, and they had saved their money. They were bartenders. They lived at my grandmother's house, saved money. Then they bought the bar. Then they bought real estate. And by the time they were 50, their biggest decision every day was, where am I going to go eat lunch? And so I always figured, that would be a tough way to wake up, Italian. So I followed my mother's advice, and I experimented, and I figured out the place Kinko's was a place in my 40s I did okay with.
Excellent. So we should be encouraging our students who are in their 20s to go out there and experience all they can.
Well, I think that's the problem is you guys are seduced by good grades and getting accolades from other people. So I'm not quite sure that I don't know nowadays if rejection is part of your everyday life. So I think a lot of business and doing things is just the idea of having resilience. I'm going to ask y'all a question. If your little 5-year-old comes to you with a painting from school, what are you going to say? Good. Absolutely the worst thing you can say. Because what you do by saying good job is you teach a child to please others rather than please themselves. What you might want to say is, tell me about the painting and why did you do it? But I think we're producing, I don't know if today people are risk takers. They want a lot of attaboys. You have to get it from within sooner or later. So I'm not sure. Can I amplify it a little bit?
Absolutely, please.
Here I am. I'm at USC, and it's really not complicated. I saw all these people in line Xeroxing. What a discovery. If they're Xeroxing at USC, why wouldn't they Xerox at Santa Barbara? Was this such research? I didn't invent the Xerox machine. They were just in line Xeroxing. And at one point, I mean, all the customers could see I had all the customers in line. My own workers could see how much money I was taking in. And I was in we expanded every college in America. And what always baffled me is why I didn't have more people across the street competing with me. And I think even back then we were risk takers, but look back on your grandparents. If your grandparents had seen that I had something good with customers in line, do you think they would have been out there competing with me in a heartbeat? So I'm not sure risk-taking is as rewarded as it should be.
That's an important insight, and I'm sure that I think you're right. I think you're onto something very important. I don't know that students that I deal with can often deal with rejection very well. And I do think they're grade-driven, and one of the things that we try to impress upon young people, at least in my classes, is that it's about what you're learning and taking away, not necessarily the grade that you acquire. But grades continue to be an important part of students' lives today. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but I appreciate your perspective. Your title of your book is interesting. The subtitle, How I Turned Dyslexia, ADHD, and 100 square feet into a company called Kinko's. Can you tell us how you turned your learning challenges into learning opportunities?
Yeah, I'm lucky to have these qualities.